We got 8 people in the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. What's up, yo yo? When y'all come in, can y'all please hit that like button for me? And please, can you stay on topic because I remove people when they don't relate to the topic, when they not on topic or anything. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about gang stalking, because I'm interested in these type of topics. I follow a few YouTubers that actually speak about gang stalking and us being targeted individuals. You know, if you have people in your community following you, you know what I'm saying? They come out the house at the same exact time you come out. People always snooping around in your business. You happen to leave the house and you come back and it look like somebody that's been in your house and you know how your house was. That's gang stalking. But now I see it on the internet. If you research it on Google, they're actually trying to say like gang stalking is a mental illness, and you know, people that believe that they're being gang stalked, they don't feel like it's a mental illness. Well, being a person that actually has had to deal with gang stalking and still is dealing with gang stalking, it's not a mental illness. It's real. It's real. They call everything a fucking mental illness. Everything is a mental illness when you start telling the truth, when you start speaking the truth, when you make up a name for the things that you have to deal with. They look at it, the world look at it as a mental illness. But if you sit in front of a therapist and you tell a therapist how you're feeling, they come up with the wording, their wording, and then they send you to a psychiatric hospital for medications, or they refer you to a psychiatrist for medications or whatever. So it's easy for them to say things by the book, and say that you have a mental illness. But then when you speak on some real shit and you get to talking about gang stalking, it's a mental illness to everybody else. Um, Especially in the black community, gang stalking is, I mean, you would really think that it's in a whole nother community of people, if you get what I'm saying. But like, the gang stalking in the black community is so high, y'all. It could be your own neighbors listening to you through the walls, listening to you, watching you and stuff. And then when you come out and you start, minding your own business or whatnot, they come out, hey, how you doing? How is so and so doing? And you would just be looking like, how you know that person live in my house? How you even know the name of the person in my house? You know nothing about me. See, they be slipping up. The people that gang stalk you, they be really slipping up, telling on themselves. Telling on themselves. They actually show themselves too. I promise to God, like, I be parking so far away. When I go to grocery stores and stuff like that, I park so far away from everybody. I literally don't want to be by nobody. Then it'll be a car with tinted windows just happens to pull up directly next to me, far, far away in the parking lot, and they'll just be sitting there. You can't even see through their car because the tint's so dark. Soon as I turn my head and I just get to looking right at them, well, try to look inside their tent, what they do. Start the car up and speed off. Tell me that ain't gang stalking. The police creeping up the block, sitting right down there and down all the way in the back of the alleyway. I started looking at them. Soon as I look at them, because they're watching me, they speeding off. Going in the grocery store, it's always this one same person always following me up and down the aisle, up and down the aisle. And then I turn around and I stop. Now they walking off extra fast with their cart. Where you going? Why you following me down every damn aisle? And then when I turn around, they in the same line as me. And then next thing you know, they are walking to the car. Ironically, their car parked next to me. Tell me that ain't gang stalking. And then they silently watch you. They just do this little silent weird shit. And then as soon as you say something about it, everybody think you crazy. When you start showing videos of people doing, because trust and believe, I got videos of this shit on my phone. When you start showing videos of people watching you and stuff like that, you got some people that'll finally believe you, or you got some people that'll still call you crazy. You want to know why? Because they're of this world. They don't pay attention to their surroundings. People be gang stalking them every single day, watching them and stuff. And they not even looking behind them. They ain't even paying attention to their surroundings. You standing in line at the grocery store with your head down in your phone, scrolling through social media, not even knowing the same person that's standing behind you was the same exact person that followed your ass through every damn aisle, but you don't care because you weren't even paying attention. It's people that literally sit in front of your house and watch you, everything you doing, but you ain't paying attention. But see, it's people like me. I really pay attention to this stuff. When I tell you, when I get outside, my eyes be wandering everywhere. They should hire me as a motherfucking CIA agent for real. Because I be really watching to see who's watching me. I just stood outside. When I tell y'all the gang stalking is getting worse. It's getting worse. And I've been meaning to talk about this. I've been wanting to talk about this all day. I just came from outside, right? So I'm looking down at something on the ground, but I could just feel somebody watching me. I didn't even know like from what angle they was watching me from, but I just happened to look up. It's this guy all the way across from me that's standing like he stays in a building or whatever. So he's standing on his back porch or whatever. He's the only one outside. I look up, he's staring directly at me, staring down at me. So soon as he saw that I saw him, he hurried up and went in the house. It's a guy, I'm telling you, I live around nothing but fucking creeps and gang stalkers, for real. The sickening part about it is they don't talk, they don't say nothing. They do this little silent stalking shit. It's this guy that stay across from me. And I think I talked about this before. Every time I look up, he's looking out his window at me. You know what's so creepy? He got a damn telescope. Looking out his, and then, and I get it, you know what I'm saying? People got telescopes and stuff like that. But every time we're outside, this man is watching us out his window with the telescope right next to him. And my husband is a witness to this shit. He witnesses every piece of the gang stalking that we got to witness. This dude is literally watching me out his window, telescope next to him and everything. Every day he's watching me. Every time he catches us watching, every time he catches us, you know, catch him in the moment watching us, he hurries up and shut his curtains. And I'll be looking like, what the fuck? I got neighbors around me that be watching me. They try to watch everything I'm doing, They try, but they can never understand my schedule. I mix it up. I mix it up. I mix up the time. I randomly leave out the house at random times, come back at random times. I'll leave out the house for 30 minutes and come back, and they wouldn't even expect that. The thing is, when people don't know nothing about you, they the first thing that they do is they try to figure out everything about you by gang stalking you. They want to follow you in places. They want to know where you're going. They need to know your whereabouts. They need to know everything about you. Then they tell people in the neighborhood about you because, see, people that gang stalk you are actually people that's been living in the community for years, you know, and they're not used to people being quiet and not telling their business and stuff like that. So they got to figure out about you. The neighborhood, the community has to figure out about you. Even the police is watching you. And you ain't even doing nothing but minding your fucking business. This is how sick and creepy people are. All you doing is minding your business, but all they doing is literally minding the business, minding your business for you. Then as soon as you approach them and, hell, can I help you? Like, oh, what? No, I'm just walking my dog. I'm not. Ma'am, you literally come outside every time I come outside. You go in the house every time I go in the house. You go to the same exact store at the same exact time that I go to the fucking store. I'm seeing you at the damn gas station 3 miles away from me. And you literally, the weirdest part about it is they don't say nothing. They don't say, hey, how you doing? Nothing. Like, they just watch you. Why am I seeing you 15 minutes away from me in the same exact store, same exact restaurant? Why are you at the same exact gas pump on the opposite side of the gas pump where I'm at? You can't even make this up. And the only way that people will really believe what you're saying is if you present the video footage to them. Now, I have a video in my phone from, I'm gonna have to pull it up. Shit. I got a video in my phone from, I want to say like 3 years ago. Yeah, I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago. So it was this dude. He was gang stalking. It's in my YouTube. It's on my YouTube. He was gang stalking me for sure. And he stayed across the street. Well, his mother stayed across the street from me, but he stayed in the buildings on the other side of the street from me. So he would come out those buildings and he would go across the street. But see, what he was doing was he was watching us because he had a camera on the front of his mother's house that was hooked up. I don't know, it was connected to his house or whatever and connected to his phone. So he would literally come outside every single time we come outside in the morning. And at first, I gave it the benefit of the doubt because I was like, man, it's probably just a coincidence. So my husband was like, how about this? How about come out at a random time and see if he come out? I'm like, all right. Yo, I wake up at 2 in the morning, threw on a hoodie, threw on some shorts. I want to say it was like 2:45 in the morning. And I left out the house intentionally and went to my car, and this dude did the same shit. Ain't you supposed to be in the bed sleep? Ain't you supposed to be in the bed sleep though? I know I'm supposed to be asleep, but I just happen to wake up. And I took my husband's advice from the day prior. He was like, you should just wake up at a random whenever you wake up at a random time, just go outside and see if he come out. That's exactly what I did. My husband was standing behind the door watching the whole time, like, what in the fuck? I'm like, oh, so this dude, he really watching me, right? So I go back in the crib, went to go lay down, went to sleep. I wake up, it's like 6. I always wake up early, so it's like 6 in the morning or whatever. So I went outside, random, 6:15. Just random times, y'all, I'm telling you. This man came out at 6:15. And I have the videos on my YouTube. You can go look at it. And every time I would come home, every time I would come back home at random times, promise you, I'm not lying to you. This dude would literally pull up. See, he what he does is he cut grass or whatever, so he's a landscaper. But he got his own business, so he works on his own time and stuff like that. But he literally will stop what he's doing because the camera was picking up every time I pull up in front of my house. So he would hurry up and come back home. And when I would pull up, he would speed around the corner, park his car, and he would sit in his pickup truck. And he had tinted windows. And has he ever spoke to me? He spoke to me one time and said, "Hey, how you doing?" But I felt like the creepiness from him, like he's a fucking creep. So I didn't say anything back to him. And ever since then, he felt some type of way about it. So he just felt the need to continue to watch me. And my room, see, at the time I was staying with my mom, so my room was in the basement of the house, right? And the guy that stayed next door to us was also a gang stalker, right? So weird. It was so weird. He never spoke, never said anything. I ain't never speak to him, never spoke to me. Cause see, I'm one of them, I just mind my fucking business. I mind my business. You ain't gotta talk to me. You don't have to say, hey, how you doing to me. I don't care. I just live my life and mind my business. It is what it is. So every time I would come out on the back porch, he would come out and he would just sit there. Every time I would get up and go in, he would get up and go in. Every time, literally, every time. And I'm like, what the fuck? So it would be times that I would be in the room, you know what I'm saying? This was my first time realizing that he be listening to me and shit. So I would be in my room, and every time I would prop my little, when you in the basement, it's like small windows and stuff. So when I would prop the window open, he would come outside and be walking past my window back and forth, just steady doing it back and forth. I close the window and I go upstairs. All of a sudden, you sitting on your front porch because it was like, I don't even know how to explain it, but his porch was like closer to the windows on the side of on the other side of the house or whatever. I don't even know how to explain it, but he's able to listen and hear that I'm right there. You know what I'm saying? So one time, let me get to the point. One time I'm downstairs in my room chilling. So I usually would listen to music, read a book, watch a movie, or I get on the phone. So at that point, I was on the phone. It was hot, and so I propped my window open, and I'm just talking. I'm talking. This motherfucker, he listens good enough to call the landlord and tell the landlord my business and everything that I'm talking about. Mind you, I was not even that loud. I wasn't loud. I got some loud mouth ass family members, so you know, I know what loud is, but I wasn't even that loud, talking on the phone. He calls my landlords and tell her everything that I'm talking about on the phone. The landlord calls my mother and tells her, "Hey, the neighbor next door said your daughter too loud, and he can hear everything she talking about." And told my mother everything I was saying on the phone. And I said, so he really be listening to me. He really be listening and watching me and stuff. Literally. He's a racist ass black guy too, because I don't it's like he will always think somebody trying to break into his garage, because we had a garage attached to that, we had a garage with the house or whatever. So I would go out back sometimes and I would go through the garage and stuff like that, to bring the garbage cans through to take them to the back of the alleyway. Every time I lift the fucking garage doors up to take the garbage cans to the alley, he's coming out. Now he want to come out his garage and look at down the alley to see what I'm doing. Then he would go back into his garage. Not like, why the fuck are you watching me? But this is what I gotta deal with though, and I'm still dealing with that shit. And it's worse. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's worse when you have a whole community of gang stalking ass people. And it's like it's annoying. You know what I'm saying? We can't even really we can't maneuver through this community without motherfuckers watching us. It seems so. Man, I don't even want to tell y'all this, but I'm pretty sure they're probably watching me on YouTube right now. It's some people in this community. I ain't gonna say no names, but they got, I'm gonna just say this. They have my YouTube information. How they have it? You want to know how? Because my husband was generous enough, he was generous enough to give them. He plays basketball in the community sometimes and stuff like that. So, he like, we YouTubers and we do. But these people, they literally will walk past us every day and not say shit now. So, and this is why I talk about fake people of 2025 as well. I talk about that shit because people are fake as fuck. They fake. They're laughing, kiki and caca with you, and they happy for you, and they're happy as hell that you have a channel and stuff like that. But what they're not gonna tell you is they're actually happy that they can watch you now. And I told my husband, I'm like, man, gotta be careful with that one. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. We want to give, out our YouTube information to people, let people subscribe, but within this community it's too close for comfort because we dealing with a lot of gang stalking as it is. We dealing with people that will watch your every move, follow you to stores and all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that they're okay with walking past you every day and not saying nothing, and they got your YouTube channel, it's enough info for them. They're watching us like a motherfucker. We already got to deal with DCFS watching and snooping around on our videos, trying to listen in on any look. They some gang stalkers too. They gang stalkers too because they legit got our information. They know our full names. They got our addresses. They know what type of car we drive, all type of shit. We already got to deal with stuff like that with DCFS as it is. They're the real gang stalkers. You know what I'm saying? But we like to deal with a community that you live in where people know that you are live on your YouTube. They know when you post videos and they're watching you. It's like you feel violated. You know what I'm saying? You feel violated. And this one chick said something. Man, it was just so weird. because she had spoke to us. She actually was one of the ones, you know what I'm saying, that I'm talking about. She had spoke to us and she said something and it caught my attention. And I'm like, damn, she really be watching us on YouTube. Really be watching us because she said something, quoted something that we said from our YouTube channel. And I said, wow, I can't, I'm not going to fault my husband at all because, for one, you know what I'm saying? At that time, I feel like he just used more of his excitement more than anything. And we already know as well that people don't support us. They don't support us. They really, literally, a lot of people dislike us because we're not like them. We don't act like them. We don't roll like them. Um, we don't expose our business to the public like that. You know, people don't know our comings and goings. They don't know what we bringing in the house and stuff like that. They don't know. They don't know. If they see us with bags, but they can't see the name of the bags. And sometimes we have something to put our bags in. So they don't know when we're bringing in the house. They can't tell. And it really aggravates them because they need to know about us. So the fact that they have our YouTube information to where they can watch us every time we live, it just be creeping me out. It creeps me out because when we step outside, everybody getting stares. Now, mind you, the people that he gave our YouTube information to, they actually have lived around in this community for over 20 years. And they know everybody around here. Everybody knows them. So it's weird, you know, because the maintenance crew, that comes through Monday, they come like Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturdays or whatever. Real gang stalkers. They are some real gang stalkers. When I tell you, every time, every fucking time when we leave out the house, here they come. Now they just gotta walk past. They gotta walk past the house. They gotta walk past the car. Oh, and now I'm about to expose the maintenance people too, because for one, they give notice. They always give notice, I believe 24 to 48 hours prior to them entering your residence. And they always call me up and let me know that they on their way inside the residence. Well, they gotta come check around. You know, what's the name of that shit? Pest inspection. They just always do it, you know what I'm saying? To make sure people don't have spiders and ants, and this is what these buildings do. So I'm all right, you know. I should be expecting a call whenever they come, or they always put like a letter in the mailbox to let us know that within 24 to 48 hours they'll be having access to the unit, things like that. Now, as of lately, every time me and my husband leave out the house, we always turn off the lights. We turn off everything. Okay? We always make sure everything is cut off. So all of a sudden, we come in the house, we see footprints across the floor, and the light is on. What the fuck was they doing in here? And I know it sounds crazy, and I know, but I know how I left my fucking house. I know how I leave my crib. I leave nothing on, literally. No lights. The floor is always clean. We pay attention to detail. See, that's one thing you got to do. One thing you should always do when you leave out your house, you leave it how Make sure you do certain things so that when you come back and you notice something is like positioned weird, or you see some footprints on your floor or whatnot, you know somebody been in your fucking house. So I do this thing with the door now, and I ain't gonna even speak on it, what I do with it. But I do this thing with the door to secure the door. That way I can tell when somebody has been in my fucking house. I make sure all windows are locked and latched down so can't nobody climb through no windows and shit like that, you know. When you dealing with a community that gang stalks you, you have to take serious precaution for real. You really gotta watch your surroundings. We will come out the house at times that people don't even come outside, man. I'm telling you. Bright and early sometimes. Or when traffic completely dies down and everybody is put up in the house and stuff on weekdays, you know, we would come out around those times and it's always quiet. There's nobody outside. So you would think, but soon as we come out, it's always this one lady. And I think I spoke about this lady. Yeah, I did. I spoke about this lady on my stream before. This one lady, since we have moved over here, every time, she a real gang stalker, real talk. Every time we come outside, I promise you, this lady come outside. Every time when we come outside, she comes out her door. When we pulling up, she comes right back out her door, or she's coming back from the store. Every time, literally. It's not a coincidence at this point because she does it every single time. When you live in a community of gang stalkers, they work together as a community to stalk you. Real talk. Kid you not, right hand up to God, right? Since we moved over here, every store that we've ever went to in this area, this lady, she's there. When we go to the grocery store, she's there. She's leaving out at the same exact time as us from the grocery store and getting back to the house. We're driving, she's walking. But she getting back to her residence at the same time that we get back. We get to the gas station, she's there. We'll go to the corner store all the way on the other side of town, and she's there. I'm gonna start recording this shit. I'm telling you. I'm gonna start recording this shit so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Gang stalking is real, and don't let nobody tell y'all it's a mental illness, because it's not. Especially when you got the facts. And when you seeing this shit, and then you got people like your spouse witnessing it with you. How is that a mental illness? So yesterday, I thought I was tripping. Now, I'm at this point, this part right here, I'm probably not gonna just call this one a gang stalker. Dude probably just really was watching me for real though. But it was my first time seeing him. So I'm standing outside and I just look up. It's this guy. It was a white guy. He had on a white t-shirt and jeans or whatever. Now they working on these buildings. They're building up around here. So they working on these buildings all the way down towards the end. And it's like on the corner or whatever. I look up, this dude just standing there. Instead of doing his work, he's staring at me from a distance, just staring like this. And I told my husband, I was like, baby, look. I pointed up there. I said, look, you see that guy staring at me? He was like, I don't see nobody. I'm like, oh, I know I'm not tweaking. So I'm standing there just staring extra hard, because I'm like, maybe it was the paper or something from the building, that white paper that they put all on the buildings and shit when they fixing it. Maybe that's what I saw. I said, maybe I'm tweaking. He was like, no, I don't say you tweaking. You probably really did see somebody. I was like, but it's Saturday. I didn't know that they work on the buildings on Saturday. He was like, I think they do sometimes. I said, well, now it's funny. I don't see nobody. So I turned my head the other way and I turned back. And now we both seen this guy together. He was like, oh, I see him. He right there. This man, it's just weird because he was standing there staring at both of us like a robot. I don't know, like he was just standing there just staring at us. And then he disappeared again on the other side of the building, I guess. I don't know. But the community that I live in, it's a lot of wealthy, like black people, a lot of wealthy black folks that live around here. And some white people that stay. It's a little diverse, a little bit. But honestly, the white people that stay around here ain't no better because they be watching us too. They be watching us like we ain't supposed to be around here. And I get it. I get it. It's probably because, to them, we're still newcomers, even though it's almost been 2 years. They still looking at us like, what are they doing over here? And it's this police officer that stays over here. Now, we already be having the police staring us down, watching us, you know what I'm saying? Weird as fuck. But it's this police guy that stays over. He's a sheriff, actually, but he's weird as fuck. And he's a real gang stalker, too. And boy, when I tell you, that man really be watching us. He be riding. He stays in one of the buildings, but he rides around. Like every time he see us, he'll just drive back and forth. Sometimes he'll roll his window down and look at us and roll his window back up. That gotta be the creepiest shit to me, being a police officer and being a gang stalker. Because if you want to know something about somebody, you can easily find out. No doubt about it. All you gotta do is just follow us or have somebody else watch us and they can give his ass our information and shit. And at that point he knows everything about us. Gang stalking is real. Like I said, it's real. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I've stayed in Chicago my whole entire life. Pretty much. Born and raised. I've lived in a lot of communities where I was hated by a lot of neighbors. A lot of people didn't like me because I've always been one to mind my business. I don't care about what nobody else got going on in their household, or I just don't care what nobody else is doing. Long as you manage your business and I mind mine, it is what it is. You ain't even got to speak to me. You don't have to say hello or nothing. Nothing. Just let me live. Leave me alone. Please. So, like I said, I lived in, black communities my whole damn life, but I ain't never in my life lived in a community like this before, where the whole fucking community is watching you and gang stalking you. Even the kids. People will literally send their kids to watch you and listen to you. People will really put their ear to the wall and listen to everything you saying through your walls. Yeah. People just that fucking nosy because they gotta know. They gotta know things about you. And I hate that type of shit. The last community that I've lived in, the last community that I lived in, it was fucking pedos around that area. And I didn't find out until I moved away. that I was staying right across the street from pedos. Real talk. That registered offenders. Registered. They had like a building. It was a apartment building with nothing but registered offenders up in there. Um, who is this? Young says my mom got diagnosed with lung cancer 6 months ago. Last night we figured out that today is her last day. She died this morning. Me and her love your streams. You make me feel welcome. Thank you. Love you. Oh, thank you. I didn't even know you'd be watching. And I'm so sorry to hear that. That is so, 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 so sad. Please, please, please send prayers up for Young, y'all. Please send prayers up for Young. I'm definitely finna pray for you, man. I'm definitely gonna pray for you. That's so sad to hear that. Um, Rest in peace to your mom, for real. Um, I don't know, I'm lost for words, for real. I didn't even know that y'all be watching. I'm thankful that y'all watch me. And I'm thankful that y'all love my streams and stuff like that, but I'm sorry to hear that. Because we all need our mothers, we need our fathers, to guide us through life or whatever. And I'm just glad that you had a mother that you really loved that was here for you. So my advice to you will take it easy on yourself, give yourself time to grieve, love yourself, and everything that your mother has taught you in life, take that and apply it, because I'm sure that she wants to see you do good in life. So I'm really sad to hear that. And I just wish you the best. So, but yeah, y'all, and that's another thing I really want to talk about on my streams too, because a lot of women in today's time is going through this as well, like toxic mothers, because women, a lot of women don't get an opportunity to get that love and that support from their mothers, because they mothers be jealous of them, mothers be hating on them, and all type of weird stuff. They don't want to be grandmothers, they want to be glam moms. He said, I play basketball for my school, and her last memory of us is she watched me drop 32 points. Wow. See, my husband, he plays basketball too. He's a basketball player. Love basketball. He's a basketball fiend. Don't let him listen to me say that shit. But some of us do wish that we had our mothers young, But unfortunately, when you have to deal with toxic ass mothers and stuff like that, you don't get that. You don't get that opportunity. Some people in this world was blessed to have a mom by their side every day of their life that loved them, that acknowledged them, that cared about them, that honored them, So just apply everything that she taught you. And those pictures that you got in your phone or whatever, just make sure you get those blown up and put them in a real big old frame and hang it up on your wall. And your mom gonna always be there with you. Just know that she really gonna be there with you. Pretty sure she's rooting for you on the sidelines. But you and your family, y'all take it easy for real. That's like definitely not, to lose a parent it's not the man. I saw a guy on my YouTube channel the other day. I was kind of crying for him. He was in my algorithm. My first time seeing it. His father had passed away, and him and his father did videos, funny YouTube skits together all the time. That's how he became YouTube famous. And his father passed away. So I've been seeing a lot of people losing their parents lately. My advice is just apply whatever your parents taught you, you know. Said I hugged her and prayed with her after the game when I hit 32 points. That's a blessing. For real. That's a blessing for her to be able to see you score 32 before she left. Just that's sad. Please don't make me cry. Please don't. I don't want to cry because I'm a very emotional type of person. So my advice is definitely apply everything that she taught you and take it easy on yourself. You know, but um the gang stalking shit, I'm gonna be honest with you, all I really got in this life is God, myself, my husband, and our daughter, you know. And I got my other children, God got them too. And, you know, I pray for them every single day because they're in the system. They in the system. And the system don't play fair. And the system wants to keep them away from us. So, God got the last say so in that situation. But the thing about it is, like, we got to deal with an evil, hateful, demonic system already as it is that want to keep playing these little weird games with us and stuff. Trying to accuse us of stuff that we ain't doing, accuse us of stuff that we're not saying, assuming the worst on purpose, because they hold the power right now with keeping our children away from us. So we already got to deal with that. But to deal with the gang stalking shit it's a whole nother ball game. It's like, oh my God, it was this guy, y'all. We was up at the park. And see, I'm a very spiritual person, and my head, it just started throbbing. My head, when bad spirits are around me, my head started hurting. And as of lately, I've been having nothing but headaches, none but headaches, because I've been outside a lot and I've been around bad spirits a lot. And it's like, it just make me get to a point where I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta go in the house. I gotta go in the house. Then when I get in the house, now it's like, I need some Tylenol, some caffeine, some BC or whatever. My head be throbbing, bro. So today, we at the park with our daughter. And when we got up there, it was already this guy, this black guy. He was up there with his daughter. His daughter, she was riding around on a bicycle. She had training wheels or whatever the case, while her dad was playing basketball. So he's staring at us on and off. And I'm like, people just be looking, whatever, just leave me the fuck alone, please. Don't say nothing to me. I just mind your business. See, people will literally try to use your child to say something to you. Like, for instance, they'll be like, oh, she's so cute. Please leave me alone, please. I just want to be left alone. That's it. But what he kept doing was he kept bouncing the ball and like intentionally rolling it over there by where me and my daughter was sitting at. He kept doing that shit. And my husband was watching him. And he was like, just come over here about where I'm at. So he can't keep doing that because see what he's trying to do is he's trying to get a closer view, closer up in y'all face so he can say something to you. So I was like, no, I'm gonna just sit right here because ain't no seats over there. I'm gonna just sit right here. And he was like, all right, cool. So next thing you know, the motherfucker does it again. So I got up and me and my daughter, we walked off. Soon as we walk off, he grabs the ball, him and his daughter, they're walking past us and they're looking all in our faces. Now his daughter, I gotta get my daughter soon though, but his daughter, kids are evil too. Kids can be evil too. Trust me. It's not rare. We were kids once upon a time. So the little girl is riding past on her bike with her dad, and they just staring at me and staring at my husband and staring at our daughter, and they both looking wicked as hell. Then they get in the car and they speed off. My head started hurting immediately. Head started hurting, so I'm all right. I'm finna just get up. I'm gonna walk around, walk around, go over here on this side. So I go by the bleachers, and we just over there chilling. We done went on a little tennis court, started playing on a little tennis court. We just doing all types of stuff. But I'm steady paying attention to my surroundings, making sure that I'm watching everything. I kid y'all not, and I told my husband the same thing. My husband over on the basketball court, me and my daughter, we was on the tennis court. So my head started hurting again because the headache went away. You know what I'm saying? And it started hurting again. And I'm like, bro, what the I said, I'm finna get ready and go. I'm finna end up going home. Why the hell we turn around as we're trying to exit the tennis court? Dude appears again with he brought his other daughter with him, So now he got two of his daughters with him, and they're staring at us, staring us down, watching us wicked as hell. So I'm trying to get away from him. He kept following us. He kept trying to get inside the tennis court where we were. But I'm trying to come out with my daughter, so I'm trying to walk and get away from him and stuff. He's walking extremely fast behind me. He walks up close. I think my husband's about to get her. So excuse the background noise, y'all. That's my daughter. She just woke up from her nap. So this motherfucker, he walks up to me extremely fast and he said, I remember them days. So I looked at him. I was like, and I just walked off. I walked off on his ass. And at that point, he was so mad that he didn't get a response from me. So he goes on the basketball court and he starts bouncing the ball and rolling it by me again. Steady kept doing that shit. It's not, the wind is picking up. It's opposite ways the ball can go. But I'm watching this man literally roll the ball by me so he can come and grab it. So he can keep looking and keep saying shit. So at that point, my husband, he came and sat by us and he was like, see, this the shit that I be talking about. He said, you know what? I don't put my hands on niggas. What I do when they be disrespectful and we on the court, I'm going to ask your ass for a one-on-one. You want to play a one-on-one so I can embarrass your ass? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to whoop your ass on the court with this ball, Finna get ready and end this live stream real soon, but yeah, we gotta deal with the gang stalking. And it's extremely aggravating, especially in the community where you got neighbors that live by you, that be watching you and listening to you, watching YouTube channels, and then when they see you when you come outside, they don't say a motherfucking word. They don't say anything. It's extremely annoying, you know what I'm saying? So my thing is, be careful wherever y'all is, make sure you paying attention to your surroundings, keep your head up, stop putting your head down and looking in your phone, because social media is gonna always be around temporarily, and that don't mean that you gotta scroll through your phone every second, every minute of the goddamn day. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta get my little girl, because she be going ham. But anyway, yeah, part 2 of gang stalking coming very soon, probably tonight or tomorrow. Also, we're gonna talk about homelessness again. We got a few live streams and videos that we gotta pick up on. I've been a little MIA on this platform. But just make sure that y'all looking, paying attention to y'all surroundings. People be really watching. They be watching you and you don't even know. We've been staying over here for almost 2 years, and every time we come outside, a motherfucker around, they stay on this. They literally stay on the same side as us. They come outside every day. They barely say anything. Just weird. It's just weird. So anyway, y'all, I'm about to get up out of here. Wake them folks up.